Hello out there, and doing a little bit of a pocket dump video right here in my carport. Starting with the Star Wars wallet because I wanted to have something Star Wars in frame, so I still have this wallet. I'll get back to this in just a second, but yeah, I wanted to do a video like this every once in a while, you know, just to do a pocket dump video, let you guys know what I'm carrying and the stuff that I'm using on a day-to-day basis. That always really becomes a little bit more significant when I travel, and I've been gone for the past few days, taking a little bit of a mini vacation. And you know, I always think about my EDC stuff while I'm on a break, because you know, the stuff that I bring with me is really stuff that's essential when I'm gone. And some of the stuff that I carry day in and day out is just, you know, stuff to have in the pockets, but it doesn't really need to get used, and I try to slim down that carry when I travel. And so this is the stuff that I brought with me on my trip. That is the stuff that is really essential for everyday use, obviously starting with the wallet. I've said in like my past EDC videos that I've been trying to find a new Star Wars wallet for a while. This one has served me well, like really well. It's super cool. My wife got it for me. You can see there's just some wear and discoloring. It's still perfectly functional, but you know, I'm trying to find a new Star Wars wallet. This one is by Nixon. Nixon makes some pretty good products. The only problem that I'm finding with Star Wars wallets is that most of them are geared towards like 12-year-olds. And so I want something that is definitely Star Wars, but also doesn't look like, you know, it should be in, you know, a teenager carrying the wallet. This is, you know, sort of cool, but also sort of adulty. I don't know about the neon green, but I've come to really like this wallet, so they are just hard to find anymore. So that is what goes in my back left pocket, since I am left-handed. We'll go to the front right. What you don't see right now is the cell phone that I'm filming the video on, because that is obviously not in camera. It is the camera. But then the only other thing that's ever in my front right pocket is my main carry blade. And right now this is the Sog Stout FLK by Mikkel Williamson. Video on this is coming very, very soon, so probably tomorrow or the day after that. So within the next couple days, I'll be doing my review of this knife. I brought a number of knives with me on my trip, and I literally only carried this. So this is the only one. I didn't change it out at any point, so I've had this with me pretty much since the moment I got it. And yeah, spoiler alert, it is pretty good for what it is. So yeah, excited to do a review of this one. You know, D2 steel, all black. There is a micarta or not a micarta version, an olive drab green G10 with a satin blade or a stonewash blade, I believe. This one for me just looks way better, and sort of like a CRKT Polar in terms of size, but definitely a lot more of a tank than that. All right, so let's move to the back right pocket. A couple lens wipes. So I use these for my glasses all the time. It's all I use for my glasses. I used to have a microfiber cloth that I used on my last pair of glasses, and it would get dirty and it would end up scratching the lens. And so I just use individual lens wipes all the time. They're good to like clean your phone off as well if you need, and people always tend to want to borrow them. And it's easier than having any kind of like permanent wipe with you or using a handkerchief, which I, like I said, tried with my last pair of glasses. It just didn't work. I also have a Bink. Certainly now that it's been on the ground, and even when it's in my pocket, it's not ideal. It's just an emergency backup Bink. You know, you got a baby, you're traveling with her, you got to have something just in case, and those things tend to disappear very, very quickly. That pocket is also where I keep my hank. This one is sort of like, I don't know, I always looked at it as like an Edgar Allan Poe kind of thing, with some like poetry or writing on this side, and you know, has like a castle or a forest or something on the other side. Can't remember exactly who made this. There's a ton of really good hank people out there. The stitching though is, sorry, just canceled out of it. The stitching though is pretty cool on this, and yeah, it's been a good one for me. Always have a hank on me because you never know what you're gonna need it for. And you know, sometimes you're in a bathroom and they're out of paper towels. Sometimes, who knows what it is, you know, wiping stuff up. They definitely are a big help. All right, so let's move on to the front left pocket. So we're going to start with these guys. Been carrying a lot of mints lately. You know, these are like the spearmint lifesavers, and these are important for me because what I've noticed is I've always liked to drink a lot of soda. and I want to cut back on that. And a lot of times when I drink soda or something that's just like not healthy for you, I don't do it because I like the taste of it so much. I do it because sometimes like just drinking water leaves a bad, like there just isn't a good taste in your mouth after that. And so what I found is I can cut soda and other like drinks out of my diet, have a mint or two over the course of the day, and just drink a lot more water. So it's actually working out really well. Definitely something that I recommend. And honestly, these things are pretty darn delicious too. I could just eat them like candy as well. Let's get to the light. So the Olight, I have found it, the 3E EOS. This one I lost prior to my last pocket dump video. And yeah, I ended up finding this one after about a month, so the light that I had replaced it with did just fine. This little guy has just been fantastic. I seriously have washed this knife at least 10 times in the washing machine. It comes out every time with the battery still working, watertight, perfectly fine. The last time though, so check this out, in the last couple weeks, I washed this this light again, just in the pocket of pants. I never pulled it out. And it actually came apart in the washing machine. So the battery came out, the pieces were separated, so water obviously got in, and I had to throw the battery out, but you know, I let it dry out, new battery in, it's good to go. So this thing is just a tank, man. It's just a remarkable thing. And yeah, I really like this light, and it's gotten more use out of I've gotten more use out of it than any piece of EDC gear that I have. That is certainly for sure. All right, then we have this Polka Pen. Been carrying these Polka Pens for a long time now. You know, I don't bring them to work because I tend to lose pens at work, so I carry these on my days off. You know, when I first got in with them, I got a lot of pens from them, and there were you know, they have that deal where if you refer someone, you get a discount and they get a discount, and so it really works out. And like, I was getting tons of discounts, and they sent me a whole bunch of pens to give to you guys. This was years ago when they were first coming out, and like, honestly, I've never had to buy more pens because I just don't lose them, and I use them as much as I need to. But you know, they sort of are standing the test of time, and I still got quite a few. So yeah, haven't really need to buy more pens. This one has sort of a neat kind of design on it. They have so many different versions of it now than they did back when I got these though. All right, we're going to spend a couple extra minutes on the keys today because I always tend to gloss over the keys whenever I do these videos. All right, so obviously we have my Corolla key, and that's fine. House keys, yada, yada, yada. We'll get into the Leatherman in just a second, but I want to start with the Griffin brass multi-tool. So this is a Star Wars theme one. You can see the Imperial logo. This thing has definitely been a huge help for me. Just a number of situations, opening like cans and stuff at work, just like prying open tops, like paint cans and stuff like that. This thing has always been very good. I've never really needed it for like the wrench kind of situation. I mean, I know it has all that capability, but as far as like a bottle opener and a scraper and just a pry bar, that's really what I'm using it for. You know, anytime I've needed like a wrench, I get a wrench. I know that this would work in a pinch, but you know, it's just good to know that and not really need that. I had a titanium version of this, and I mean, I don't know, people like titanium more than they like brass. Obviously, you know, it is a better material, yada yada yada. But that said, I mean, this thing has lasted me, I think, 3 years now, and it's not slowing down at all. So I mean, is titanium that much better? Does it matter to me? No, not at all. All right, now we have the Sog Key Knife. I've talked about this thing at length. It's just a super good backup knife to have. It does lock up. I've made the joke before that it locks up better than most SOG knives that I've owned. Don't recommend opening a knife like that, but yeah, you can see, you know, a lot of the stuff that doesn't get used often, it's just there for a particular situation when I need it, and so sometimes it gets neglected in terms of getting cleaned. So we do have some rust spots here, and that definitely needs to be attended to, but it's still there if I need it, and it is still really sturdy, and I've had this one for a very long time as well. And guys, holding this one-handed with the camera on is not really the easiest. So the last thing I really want to talk about on the keys is the Leatherman. So the Micra is still my go-to Leatherman. It's an awesome multi-tool, and it's again one of those things that I just don't really need that often, and so the pieces get rusted and they get worn and beat up just from moisture and just sitting in the pocket without use, and when they don't get used, they don't get maintained. And what I want to say about it is just that even despite that, you know, sometimes if you do get a little bit of rust, it's hard to get these individual tools out, and you can see that there's some grime in there and that it just isn't in the best condition right now. But hell, you can still get them out, you can still use them, you can still do everything that you need to do. So certainly you need to spend a little bit more time with the maintenance of this, but it's really good stuff. So definitely recommend having something like that. And then the last but not least thing is a backup knife. And this is the one that you should probably expect in these videos because it's my most used backup knife, most carried slip joint, the GEC number 6. Love this little warning. Again, I don't recommend opening a knife like that, but it's really the only way that I could do it right now. This one, there is a version of it right now, or there is a number 19 that just came out that looks pretty similar to the 6. I'm not sure how different in size it is, but the 6 for me is just a perfect mini kind of backup EDC knife. Great gents carry, super lightweight, even with the slip. And this is a slip from collectorknives.com. So yeah, we have all that. That is our pocket dump for the day. And this is the stuff that I had with me on my vacation, and it worked really well. So these are the essential things that I really need to have with me day in and day out. Some of the other stuff that I carry, it can be sort of fluff, or it can just be, you know, something I'm testing or just a neat thing to have. But when it comes down to like the bare bones essential, this is it right here, guys. And this is what you'll probably see in most of my pocket dump videos whenever I do them. All right. Any questions, comments, complaints, suggestions, let me know down below. Today I said that this light, this Olight right here, is my most essential and most used piece of EDC gear. Let me know what yours is. What's your most used and the must-have in your pocket? Certainly we want to have a knife, but for me it's a different knife all the time, and the light is pretty consistent. So that's why it is the most essential piece. All right. Thanks for watching and take care. Have a good one, guys.